If you're a new Amazon seller looking to create and send your first Amazon FBA shipments this week, this video is for you. I'm going to show you a step-by-step Amazon FBA shipment tutorial, how to list your products on Amazon, how to send FBA shipments, all the supplies you need, how to print the labels, and everything in between. Let's get right into it. Far and away, the easiest way to list and ship your products to Amazon FBA and to actually track all your profit and how your business is doing is using the Boxem shipping, listing, and analytics platform in 2025 here. We made Boxem because Amazon Seller just doesn't cut it whatsoever here. Boxem connects directly into your Amazon Seller account, and a lot of the stuff you can do on Boxem literally removes the need for Amazon Seller Central. So here inside the Boxem platform here, which you can try 2 weeks completely free on Boxem.com here, it connects right into your Seller Central account. A couple hours later, it's fully synced. It shows all your inventory here. And even if you're a complete beginner, you can get started using Boxem right away from the get-go here. And the first step to actually sending your first FBA shipment is actually listing your products on Amazon's platform. And we can do that in Boxem here just by going to inventory and then either list FBM if you want to ship your products directly to the customer, or list FBA if you want to ship your products off in bulk to the Amazon FBA warehouse, which is probably where you're going to sell most of your products right here. So here in inventory and then list FBA right here, we want to start out by creating a listing batch and then submitting that off to Amazon. That typically takes 10 to 20 minutes to actually load once it's done right here, just on Amazon's platform, whether you're doing Seller Central or Boxem. Boxem just significantly easier. And if you don't believe me, go try to do this on Amazon Seller Central and you'll see the difference pretty quick. So where we start is just going ahead and searching for an item right here. So you can see literally, say we type in like Lego right here, and you can see how fast that is right here. Or we can just do it from grabbing the ASIN over on SellerAmp, product research tool, or from the URL on a specific product right here. So you're doing online arbitrage or wholesale. If you're doing retail arbitrage, you could go ahead and create a buy sheet in SellerAmp using the Google Sheets feature right there, and copy it over in Boxem right here. So for example, we go right here, we type this in, and then we can go ahead and see this right there. Then we just want to go ahead and hit new SKU right here. And then this is actually listing the product on Amazon. So don't actually worry about pricing right here. We'll talk about pricing in a couple minutes here, guys. But supplier costs, right? So what we actually bought this for, then we want to go ahead and add in the supplier right here, and then our date purchased as well. And then condition new, you can do used products within Boxem too though. And then we have our custom SKUs right here. This is really helpful for tracking and knowing how much you paid for a specific product and what supplier it did. It's custom based off the buy cost and supplier that you put in right here. Then we just want to go ahead and hit add listing right here. And then we could do multiple products in this batch area, but we can just go ahead one for this example, then go ahead here. You'll notice we didn't add a quantity. That's because we're literally just telling Amazon that we want this item in our inventory to either list FBM, which we would do via listing FBM, or considering we're in list FBA right here, we could do that right here as well. But say you had already previously listed this FBM, then you could just search it right here and then add that in the actual shipment section right here. But just for this example, we're just going to do this one product here, and then we'll go ahead and hit submit FBA listings right here. Then we can see it's going to take us to this loading page. Typically going to take between 10 and 20 minutes. Just to be graceful, we do say 15 to 30 minutes right here. But I'll check in with you guys in a couple minutes once it actually loads into our account. Then we'll create our shipments right here by going to shipments and then create shipments right there. See you guys in a sec. All right, guys, so we can see now our listing is active right here. So we can see we got the green active right there. So now we're good to go ahead and hit shipments, then create shipment to create our shipment. All right, guys, so you can see a little Easter egg at the top of the screen right here. More stuff coming on that soon right here as well. So shipment name, we can go ahead and call this easiest shipment video right here. This is private, so you can name it whatever you want right there. Fulfillment type, we'll do FBA. Obviously, if we were doing FBM, we'd do it FBM right there, but you would just do that in the listing section, and then it would be live automatically right there after loading up. Ship from address, so this is not your UPS address. This is you right here. So this is not like, you know, the UPS address or drop-off location or anything like that. This is you right here. Amazon knows how prep centers work and how prep employees work and everything. So you can have as many of these ship from addresses as you want right here. Same thing goes for FBM too. Actually, a lot of people don't know that, but that would be on the actual Seller Central side of things, because for FBM, you list in Boxem, but you actually buy shipping through Amazon's platform. Amazon doesn't want to give up that customer data, understandably so, right? And then for FBA, you list and do the entire shipment through Boxem right here. So there's nothing required of you in Seller Central for FBA shipments right here, unlike some other shipment softwares that don't have it end-to-end basically right here. So ship from address, you want to do that as your address right here, not the UPS location. Shipping method, SPD right here, box content, studio barcodes. I like to do that on the Box Professional plan right there. And then we can go ahead and I like all three of these for custom SKU input right there. Then we just want to go ahead to create shipment right here. We can add that ASIN. So now we can see that custom SKUs loaded up here. So this is in the actual create shipment side of things. So now that that's loaded up here, it'll show in the search. If you go before it's actually fully loaded right there, it will not show that. So we can see here, load it up right now. We just go to plus, and then we can go ahead and add in the SKU right here. So now's where we want to do pricing. So this is where things get a little bit confusing if you're a beginner. So if this is at all confusing, just let me know in the comments right here. For FBM, you match the buy box because FBM, you're listing it immediately to sell it immediately right there. But for FBA, when you actually send in the FBA shipments, we recommend pricing above the buy box right here. So just going to offers and then setting up, significantly above the buy box right here. That way you don't undercut sellers if your listing shows available before it's fully checked in. So sometimes with FBA shipments, when you actually send them to Amazon, they'll show available on the listing before it's fully checked in. So a customer's delivery date they'll see buying from you might be a month out or 3 weeks out, which isn't good at all. You're not going to get the buy box just in the algorithm. But new sellers won't know how that works and they'll undercut you, and that'll mess up listings potentially right there. So that's why we recommend pricing well above the buy box when you actually send in the FBA shipments. And then once your listing's actually fully checked in, moving it down and matching the buy box, or going 3 to 5% above, once it fully shows active right there, because you can tend to get sales a little bit higher as an FBA seller because Amazon wants to give you the buy box there, especially if it's competing with a lot of FBM sellers right there. Then we just go to quantity right here. We'll do 20 units of this specifically right here. Expiration date, we obviously don't need that. And then prep category, there's all these little tool tips right here you guys can take a look at too if you want kind of those breaking down here. But prep owner, label owner, seller right there. We'll add this guy to shipment right here, and then we'll just go ahead and continue. Could do multiple procs per shipment, multiple procs per boxes. Little pro tip, you can even FBA and FBM the same listing at the same time on your account too. Not that matters for this context, but just a little tip there. Then we go ahead and hit continue right here, and then go to submit products right here, and we'll move on to step 2, prep and box them. All right, guys, here in step 2, prep and box them, this is where we want to print the SKU labels. And then step 3 is where we're going to actually print the shipping labels. So the SKU labels are the little SKU labels that go over the barcode or on the outside of the poly bag. You can get both of those on Amazon. And then shipping labels, actually, you can get for free from UPS. If you just go to the UPS website, you'll see the square or rectangular shipping labels you can get right there. So here's where we want to create our boxes. So say for these guys, we want to do 2 boxes right here. So we'll just go to create boxes. We could do multiples right here based off the default right there, or we could edit those as well right here too, right? So we can see right there. So we can go to create boxes right here. Then we'll do select all boxes right here. Nice thing is we can just split across all boxes just automatically right here. So we can add 10, 2 to 2 right here. I'm going to do these cheaper right here, obviously, because these are only 10 units right here. So we can go ahead and update those nice and easy right here. We could change the sizing as well right here too, or we could bulk design all the boxes right here as well, which is pretty cool too. On that, here we go to print FNSKUs, or we could go ahead and print all FNSKUs right here too. People had requested that feature. There's also some cool stuff in the print section too for sold as a set stickers, suffocation warning, fragile warning, as well as custom labels right here. So we could do like box some custom labels. So you can even use these to design your warehouse and stuff too. These are currently only available in the shipment section, but we are going to add a separate printing section for these because we've seen a lot of use case for them for buying shipping for FBM orders too, which isn't possible within Boxem, but it's nice to be able to get these labels here too for those through that, right? In terms like suffocation warning, fragile, sold as a set, this side up is very useful for bigger FBM packages too. As well. So we just want to print FNSKU labels right here. Then we can go ahead and grab those right here. We can see all those FNSKU labels connects right into your printer right there in the settings as well. And then we're good to go here, guys. Now we just want to go ahead and continue right here and submit pack groups right here. And now we're going to wait till the shipping options load. All right, guys, so here in step 3, confirm shipments right here. So this is where we see the different options where these shipments are actually going right here. You can just click to see the cost as well as where they're actually going right here. You always just want to do the cheapest one pretty much right here. The only times you wouldn't is if you're sending in a lot of specific inventory and you do 5 unique boxes, non-2D barcodes to optimize to spread them out nicely right here, or choosing a specific one if you have a ton of stock already in one region of the country right here as well. We just want to do the cheapest one right here. We can see 20 pounds coming in at $27 total right here, which is a little high per pound, but these obviously aren't perfect boxes. You want to do as full boxes as you can, basically, which we didn't do in this case, obviously, because it's an example here, but that drives the cost per pound down because shipping 1 box is always cheaper than shipping 2 boxes right there when it's the same amount of product right there. Just makes sense economies of scale wise for the shipping companies. So we'll just go ahead and continue right here. Confirm placement on, so accept shipping charges. Get to the end screen. We're going to print those shipping labels. All right, guys. So here we can go ahead and finish our shipments right here. So like I said, everything is through Boxem. There's nothing you need to do in Amazon Seller Central right here. We can see We added this to people really weren't so sure your shipment is complete. It's been submitted and accepted by Amazon. So all we need to do from here is go at the bottom and click print UPS and FBA box labels right here. And then we have the FBA box label and the 2D barcode that both go on the outside of the box right here. Right, that have to use obviously the little labels right there. Now we're literally good to go right here, and that's the entire Amazon FBA shipment process. We could reprint the box label, reprint the FSQ labels, reprint the UPS labels as well right here too. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to let me know down below in the comments. If you're currently making your shipments on Amazon Seller Central, box them significantly easier. You can try it 2 weeks free on unboxing.com. Let me know any questions down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.